Hey everybody, it's Aaron and welcome back to the House of Aaron. Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be with you guys on this Monday night, okay? Y'all, I'm gonna need you to hold on to your wigs and your masks, okay? Get a midnight snack because for the next 20 minutes, we are gonna be spilling tea. First thing, okay, that we got to talk about is Miss Marlo Hampton. She is on Instagram stories going off, all right? And we got to figure out if she's talking about Miss Portia Williams, Miss Kenya Moore, or her good sis, Miss Nene Leakes. Then we got to get into all things Potomac Housewives, okay? Last night's episode of Potomac was a mess. Why is Giselle not making fun of Robin for her tax issues in the same way that she did Karen? Like, what happened? Okay, why is she not treating everybody the same? And then Wendy versus Karen, honey, it's getting messy and I'm all the way here for it. We gotta get into Miss Claudia Jordan. She is denouncing the Trump administration, which I think that this is perfect timing for us to talk about this story because the election is tomorrow. Okay, we gotta get into Offset and Cardi B calling off their divorce, and then Beyonce. Okay, I have some things to get off my chest about Beyonce. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the video. All right, you guys, so first things first, let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta star Miss Marlo Hampton. Okay, she is the ultimate friend of. She is on Instagram and she is going off, okay? We don't know who she's talking about, but she going off and we gonna figure out who she's talking about. So this is what she put. I'll go ahead and put the screenshot. She said on her Instagram story about a couple of hours ago, karma is a bitch, okay? Be ready when it comes back around and bite you in the ass, okay? Who is Marlo going in on? Like, Marlo, who was you talking about? So a lot of people on social media were speculating that it could be Kenya Moore hair care, right? They're saying that it could be Kenya Moore because you guys know that for years, Marlo and Kenya have had an ongoing beef. Marlo, decided to jump off Kenya's ship, okay, and befriend Nene again. And then after that, Marlo was just going in on Kenya on their glamping trip, saying that, if your own mother doesn't want you, then that should tell you about a person. Y'all know that Marlo loves to go low. How that song go? How low can you go? Can you take it to the flow? That line in that song was made specifically for Marlo because the girl just can't help but to go low. And then, Kenya ruined Marlo's wig lunch a couple of seasons later. And now in season 13, it kind of looks like they're on stable footing. It looks like they are cordial. But some people are saying that things may have backtracked. Okay. And so she may be talking about Kenya Moore, talking about how karma is going to come back and bite them in the ass. And then some people are saying it could be about Portia. Okay. Now, I actually have no idea how Marlo's and Portia's relationship has been going for the past couple of months. So if you want to keep me updated on the tea, then go ahead and put it down in the comments. And then last but not least, some people think that Marlo's Instagram caption is about Miss Nene Leakes. Now, this right here makes the most sense to me, and I'll go ahead and tell you why. This makes sense because you guys know that Nene and Marlo are sisters, okay? You guys, y'all know that Nene and Kenya have never seen eye to eye, like ever, okay? They are enemies, and they spent the whole last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta feuding. Now that Marlo and Kenya are friends, I wonder if Nene feels some type of way about that. Like, it's awfully very convenient that Marlo wants to befriend Kenya again now that Nene is no longer on the show. So definitely let me know how you guys feel about that down below. Now, let's get into Potomac, okay? Potomac Housewives, because y'all, last night's episode was crazy. I talked about some of it last night, but y'all, like, we gotta get into some things, okay? So the first thing I wanted to mention is Miss Giselle, okay? One half of the Green-Eyed Bandit crew. Giselle has her best friend on the show, Robin Dixon. And you guys know that Robin Dixon is going through a $90,000 tax lien, okay? The woman was paying taxes, but apparently she did not report some of her income, so she didn't pay enough taxes, right? Essentially. With us getting some insight into Robin Dixon's tax issues, we've seen all the ladies be very understanding about it. We've seen all the ladies be very kind about it. We've seen all the ladies be very supportive of Robin and everything that she's going through. Mind you, this isn't Juan's tax issues. This is specific to Robin, okay? Robin has a $90,000 tax lien. But if we recall about 2-3 seasons ago, okay, Mr. Ray, okay, Karen's husband was going through his separate tax issues, not his own personal income tax, but his business taxes. And yet they vilified, okay, they attacked, and they really dragged Karen throughout the mud, all right? So my whole thing is, why is it that Karen was dragged for her husband's tax issues, but yet Robin is getting preferential treatment, and this tax issue is specific to her? So I'm just a little bit confused. Double standard much? Okay, double standard. Do you guys think that the girls just kind of grew up a little bit? Okay, you think they're more mature now? Because I think it was so wrong for how they were treating Karen a couple of years ago based off of her husband's stuff and not even her stuff. I just thought that was wrong. With that also being said, y'all, last night was so funny, okay? When Wendy versus Karen was popping off, like, it was probably the highlight of the season for me, because I just thought the scene was funny when they were at Robin Dixon's embellished hatline photo shoot, and Ashley kind of stole Robin's thunder by announcing to the girls that they were going to be going to Portugal, right? And Wendy was like, hold up, okay? If we're going to go out of the country, if we're going to take a trip to Portugal, I need to get some stuff off my chest because it's just some stuff that ain't sitting right with me. And so she commenced to going in on Miss Karen Huger, because you guys know on a previous episode, Karen was talking to Giselle and Robin about, Wendy going in on her, saying that she needs to hold Monique accountable. And then you guys know that Karen started making fun of her degrees, saying that she might be a doctor, but she ain't no medical doctor, and this, that, and the third. And Wendy basically told Karen, like, Karen, girl, okay, you love to uplift women, or you love to say you uplift women, but yet less than 2% of the world's population obtains a PhD. And I'm a part of that 2%. So why aren't you uplifting me? And y'all, when I tell you that Karen ripped Wendy a new one, okay, she said, honey, you can't buy common sense. And I've been able to do well in life by being an entrepreneur, and I ain't even got not one degree, okay? You have 4 and I have none, all right? And I'm gonna have to give, Karen some points on this, because Wendy, girl, no one is taking anything away from your accomplishments, okay? You are an educated black woman, and we love to see it. But the thing about it is that you bring it up not only in just every episode, but you bring it up in almost every scene that you're involved in. And the thing about it is that you look like you are an elitist, okay? I'm not saying Wendy is an elitist, but she's coming across as one. She's coming across as a person that thinks people are better based off of their education, and that just simply isn't the truth. With that being said, personally, Wendy, come close and let me tell you something, girl, okay? You may have a PhD, but none of the other ladies on the show do, and yet y'all all have ended up on the same platform. How they do that? How does that work? Okay, it just goes to show you that you don't need a bunch of degrees to make it in life. All right, it is what it is. And y'all, when they was imitating Wendy's walk, I just about fell on the floor laughing. All right, so let me know how you guys feel about last night's episode of Potomac. I just thought the whole thing was a mess. Okay, now let's get into Miss Claudia Jordan, you guys. Okay, because this is when I tie in my pop culture news with the politics and whatnot, because y'all know I love talking about politics. Oh, and that reminds me, okay, I am featured on an episode of my friend's podcast, okay? Carlton and Sean, my two good friends, they have a podcast called Black, Gay, and Okay. And I am a very special featured guest on the podcast. And we are talking all things politics. We are talking about voting. We are talking about government and everything in between. So if you want to chime in and listen to our conversation, definitely listen. You guys can listen on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and everywhere else. I will link everything down in the description box below. with that also being said, let's get into Miss Claudia Jordan and Donald Trump, okay? Because it's crazy. So this information exclusively comes from the Jasmine brand. Shout out to everybody at the Jasmine brand. They say Claudia Jordan denies claims of accepting Trump's White House invitation to have a heart-to-heart conversation about issues facing the Black community. All right, so I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm going to just try to break it down for you guys. But basically, the Trump administration and his campaign, all right, to be reelected for 2020, they are extremely desperate, okay, to get any type of Black celebrity to endorse them or to have a conversation with them. So it looks like Black people support Trump. So that it looks like Trump actually cares about the Black community, which we know is not the case. We've seen this when it comes to Ice Cube, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Chrisette Michele, who actually got canceled, okay? Cancel culture is seemingly real when it comes to Black women. Just saying, I feel like it's a shame how Kanye West can still sell shoes and albums, but yet Chrisette Michele can't be seen out the house without a tomato being thrown at her. Just saying, like, there's an imbalance there. But we've seen the Trump administration and the Trump campaign try to use Black celebrities to make it seem like, you know, he's working with the Black community when everybody knows that that's a lie. And so there was a story that came out that said that Claudia Jordan, along with some other celebrities, I believe it was Eric B. Too Short and DeRay Davis, were supposed to have some type of conversation, a heart-to-heart with the Trump administration to talk about some of the things that they can do pertaining to the Black community. And Claudia Jordan has come out and said this is not true, okay? She told the Jasmine brand that this is not true and that she is not doing anything Trump related with the White House. All right. She says that she is so frustrated with the administration and their representatives for being so quick to claim any Black person they can as an ally or claim an endorsement that simply isn't there. She says she's had no contact with anyone from the Trump family in years. Claudia says, we saw how quick the Trumps were to Photoshop and tweet a fake pro-Trump photo of Ice Cube and 50 Cent. That simply wasn't true. I was so happy when Cube immediately checked them for that nonsense. They're so desperate for Black votes that they're mischaracterizing any mention of them or willingness to talk policy to them as an endorsement. And I would have to 100% agree with everything Claudia Jordan is saying. She's been saying a lot of good stuff lately, okay? I never, ever, in the words of Miss Nene Leakes, liked Miss Claudia Jordan when she was on the Housewives. But for the past couple of months, Claudia has been saying so many good things, and she's been really using her voice, I feel like, for a really good, greater purpose on her Fox Soul show, right? And so everything she's saying here is accurate. And I hope you guys at home aren't being fooled by the Trump campaign and by his administration. I hope you guys aren't seeing Lil Wayne and thinking, oh, it's okay to support Trump. Black people can support Trump. And sure, just because you're Black, that don't mean you have to vote for Joe Biden. Just because you're Black, that doesn't mean that you have to be anti-Trump. But I am here to tell you that Trump does not care about Black people. You can't name one thing he's done for the Black community. Trump loves to cite that under his watch, he's had the lowest Black unemployment rate, which is true. But it's also misleading because he hasn't enacted not one policy to drive the unemployment rate down. He inherited a booming economy, okay, and a low unemployment rate from the previous administration. Thank you to Mr. Obama, okay, and Joe Biden. Obama inherited a recession from Bush, worked on the economy, actually did the work, and gave Trump a booming economy, right? And so Trump hasn't not put in place any type of policies or laws or executive orders that helped the economy specifically for Black people. Also, there are a lot of Republicans and Trump himself that love to cite that he's done so much for HBCUs, right? And we know that that is not true, okay? It's good to do your research, people. He says that he's funded HBCUs, they wouldn't do it in the past, and now he's funding HBCUs. That is not true. HBCUs have been federally funded for years now. All Trump did was remove a mandate so that the HBCUs wouldn't have to ask for funding every year, despite the fact that they were getting it every year. And in my book, that just doesn't cut it. And if we really want to be honest, helping HBCUs is good and all. And of course, personally, I want our HBCUs to be well taken care of. But statistically speaking, most Black people in this country will never go to an HBCU. Most Black people who go to college won't go to an HBCU. Most Black people who go to college will go to a community school or a regular public 4-year university, and it'll most likely be a predominantly white institution. Most Black people don't go to HBCUs. So if you want to help the majority of Black people, we have to start thinking outside of the HBCU realm. That is my opinion, and I'm going to leave it at that. But you guys know that the election is tomorrow. If you haven't already, if you're eligible and registered to vote, please go out there, stand in line, and vote tomorrow because this is probably the most critical and important election of our lifetime, okay? It's imperative that we have our voices heard, okay? This is not a game. This is not a joke. If you have not early voted, please go out tomorrow and vote. This is extremely important, all right? So let's move right along quickly. I want to talk about Beyonce because this kind of ties in with Trump just a little bit. She recently went onto Instagram, right? And she posted herself in a mask with a Biden-Harris logo on it, right? And I'll go ahead and put up the picture right here. People aren't liking it, of course. People who support the president or just don't simply like Joe Biden are not here for Beyonce endorsing Biden and Kamala Harris. And people are also saying, well, it's too late, girl. Okay, the election is tomorrow and you should have been campaigning all this time. Well, y'all just need to let Beyonce be Beyonce, okay? Just let the girl post her picture and her Biden-Harris mask. Please, okay? I never understood what the obsession with Beyonce is. Another thing that she did, Beyonce with the Ivy Park collection. You have a lot of people on social media. You have a lot of people on Twitter saying that she is wrong for sending out free products, okay? Free Ivy Park clothing to celebrities and other rich people and having these rich people promote it to poor people. Well, I'm gonna clock your T on this too. Have you never heard of influencer marketing, where a company sends out products to influencers so that the influencer posts it to their audience, therefore their audience is more likely to buy the product? Has no one ever heard of that? Like, I'm so confused. And so Beyonce is getting dragged for using influencer marketing when every brand and every company does it. But yet when Beyonce does it, right? But when Beyonce wants to drop a tracksuit line with Adidas and use influencer marketing, it's an issue, right? Okay. What happened to protect Black women? Okay, what happened to protect Black women? What happened to all of that? It's funny how we have to protect and support Black women, but yet that stops when it comes to Megan Thee Stallion and people like Beyonce. All right. And then on top of that, when Beyonce's 3 British Vogue covers came out, a lot of people had a lot to say about that. I really want everybody who is getting on Beyonce's case for whatever reason to get a life. Okay. I never hear y'all say anything about Elon Musk. I never hear y'all say anything about Jeff Bezos. I never hear y'all say anything about the freaking people over Google and Apple and all of these tech companies. I never hear you say anything about them. These people could easily probably shift the narrative as far as our government is involved, as far as poverty is involved. Jeff Bezos could snap his finger and end homelessness tomorrow. But yet, we steady criticizing Beyonce over every little thing she does or not do as if she's some type of god. I'll never understand it. So I just wanted to talk about that because, you know, it bothers me. So I want to get your opinion on the whole Beyonce situation. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know. Last but not least, I wanted to give a special shout out to Offset and Cardi B. Cardi B has officially filed paperwork to end the divorce proceedings, right? And so Cardi B, a couple of months ago, maybe like a month or two ago, filed for divorce against her husband, Offset. during her birthday, it looks like they kind of rekindled their relationship. It looks like they're trying to get it back on track, and seemingly they are back together and calling off their divorce. So this is a story that I really don't even care about, but I've reported it in the past, so I just figured it would behoove of me to keep you guys updated on what's going on with Miss Cardi B, okay, Miss WAP. All right, and so that's pretty much all I had. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Let me know how you guys feel about everything. I want you guys' opinion on Marlo going off. All right, do you think she's talking about Portia, Kenya, or Nene? How do you feel about Giselle and all of the rest of the ladies giving Robin a pass on her tax issues when they dragged Karen all the way down? And then, who you got, okay? Hashtag Team Karen or hashtag Team Dr. Wendy. All right, we're going to settle this once and for all. How do you guys feel about Claudia Jordan and the Trump administration? I also want to get you guys' take on these black male celebrities endorsing Trump. It's just weird, okay? How Nene say? It's just getting a little bit weird. Make sure y'all vote tomorrow. And then last but not least, what's going on with Offset, Cardi B, and Beyonce? I want to get your take on everything. Let me know. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys a little bit later. Love you. Don't forget to create a great day. Bye.